วันนี้จะพามารู้จักกับไกด์นะครับที่ประเทศออสเตรเลียแต่ว่าพี่ไกด์คนนี้เขาไม่ได้เป็นชาวออสเตรเลียนะเขามาจากประเทศอียิปต์แล้วก็ไม่ได้พูดภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาแม่เดี๋ยวเราจะมาคุยกับพี่เชอริฟกันนะครับ Hi Sharif
Hello, how are you? Welcome
good.
to Australia.
Okay so you speak fantastic English
Thank you.
I would like to know when you started learning the language.
Yeah, so English is obviously not my first language, but I started learning from very young age, since I was 4. I was in a private school in Egypt, and usually we start learning English at young age, and then we have to choose a second language later, which was French in my case. But yeah, the breakthrough happened is when I started to work in tourism, because that's when I got to practice my English. And the more you practice, the better you get. But of course, the academic education is really good to learn more about the grammar. You just get a lot of vocabulary, and then things basically keep progressing after that.
Well, as an English learner, did you practice English in your own time, or did you just focus on everything in classes?
Well, classes definitely is the step number 1. So you have to really pay attention, get all the grammar right, because I still see people like who know lots of vocabulary, but the grammar is not really good. And when you travel, sometimes it's difficult to to put like proper sentences if you don't have good grammar. So grammar is definitely a very important thing to learn at young age, or whatever age, whenever you start, basically. But yeah, I would say class is step number 1, but practice is the key. You have to use your language. If you don't use it, you lose it.
And what is your favorite thing to practice English in your free time?
I love to watch movies in English, hearing English songs as well. Sometimes in the beginning I found it really difficult to follow with the singers, so you just get the lyrics and try to read the lyrics as the song plays. Definitely that was a big thing that allowed me to speak more fluent. So yeah, I would say movies, songs, and again, if you have any spare time to practice with someone who's still learning English, definitely it is very helpful to spare some time to just practice your language, because again, I cannot stress it enough, but practice, practice, practice. Yeah, theory is something, but then real world is something different. You can always learn the basics, but then you will be shy to use it if you don't practice a lot. I heard that before they say to be from the best 5% of the people who do anything, whatever it is, like a musical instrument, language, new skill, you have to spend at least 100 hours a year practicing that thing, which if you break it down, it's only 18 minutes per day, which is actually not that difficult at all. So if you can spare 18 minutes per day to practice the thing that you do, you're definitely going to be one of the best.
And now as a tour guide yourself, and now you live in Australia.
Yeah.
Do you still practice English regularly, or you think?
So the practice now is very different because it's part of my job now, right? So I have to be explaining all the sites that we visit in English language, which in the beginning I found actually a little bit stressful because I'm not from Egypt and I will need to speak English in front of native English speakers. So in the beginning I was a little bit nervous, but then it took just a few times, and after that when I saw that people are like they don't really care much about the accent more than the proper vocabulary and the proper grammar.
The message as a whole.
Yeah, because all of us as non-native English speakers, we have accent and we have to be proud of it. It's not something that we need to hide. You don't have to speak like British or like American or like Australian. Just speak your own accent, be proud of it. Maybe try to improve it a little bit, but like stick to what you have, and that's all what you need. It's all about how clear and how you pronounce words and how you just speak proper grammar. And that will make you definitely more respected the way you sound as well.
So my last question.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to tell my followers who are trying to practice to be fluent in English and then they are kind of struggling and then they are worried that they would make mistakes when they speak?
Yeah. Well, practice. That's the golden rule. Never be worried about making mistakes because that's how we learn. If you don't do mistakes, basically you're not learning, right? You have to do mistakes because that's how you learn from your mistakes. So really don't worry. And sometimes people feel nervous that people will judge how their English sound like, and it's really not like that. People are usually more as long as you can deliver the message that you have in a clear way, that's all what it takes. But it doesn't have to be like perfect accent. It doesn't have to be like, people understand when you are progressing and really respect that it's not your first language and you're putting effort to make it sound as clear as possible. So practice and have fun with it. That's the most important thing.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. And welcome to Australia once again. Really loved having you.
แต่ถ้าเกิดว่าใครอยากเจอพี่เชอริฟนะครับมาทัวร์ที่เมลเบิร์นประเทศออสเตรเลียก็มากับที่อันนี้ได้เลย Go West Tours นะครับเดี๋ยว
Thank you guys.
ตากล้องถ่ายให้ดูนะครับอันนี้คือเป็นรถของ Go West Tours นะครับแล้วเดี๋ยวเราพบกันใหม่ในคลิปหน้าสำหรับวันนี้ลาไปก่อนนะครับสวัสดีครับบ๊ายบาย
Bye.